Tick, 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 the sound of time, soft yet deafening, echoing in the corners of your mind. It's the pulse of destiny, the reminder that everything is still in motion. Every second that slips away carries the weight of decisions not made, dreams not chased, chances not taken. It's the whisper that says, move. Because if you don't, the world will move without you. The clock doesn't wait for clarity. It doesn't pause for fear. It doesn't slow down for indecision. It keeps ticking, steady, merciless, and fair. You don't control time, you only control your next move. And that move, it changes everything. Every story that ever mattered began in one moment, one choice that broke the pattern. The person who dared to rise when it was easier to rest, to speak when silence was safe, to act when doubt said wait. The next move is never just a move, it's a declaration of who you are becoming. The truth is, life never gives a perfect signal. You never get the green light that says, now's the time. The clock is ticking, and your hesitation is the gap where greatness escapes. Every dream you've ever had, every fire that ever burned inside you, is waiting for you to stop overthinking and start doing. There are two kinds of people in every moment: those who wait for things to change, and those who change things. Which are you becoming? The tick of the clock doesn't just measure time. It measures courage. Every second you spend wondering if you can, the world is moving on. Every moment you delay, someone else is taking the shot you were meant to take. But here's the beauty: it's not too late. It's never too late as long as there's breath in you. The clock is still ticking, which means you're still in the game. You still have the power to turn everything around. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Tick. 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 It's the sound of potential asking, what will you do next? Because every next move is a choice, to fight or fold, to step up or step aside, to create or complain. Life bends to those who decide, not those who drift. The moment you commit, the universe shifts in your favor. Think about it. Every breakthrough, every victory, every miracle begins with a simple act, a move. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to move. Because motion beats perfection. Action beats intention. The future belongs to those who start. Your next move could be the one that changes your story. It could be the call that leads to opportunity, the word that opens a heart, the risk that builds a legacy. You may not see the full picture yet, but you don't need to. You only need faith enough to take the next step. Every time you hesitate, the world grows quieter, waiting for your decision. Every time you act, the world responds. You shift the pattern. You bend reality. You rewrite fate. Somewhere deep inside you, there's a voice that knows you were meant for more. It's been whispering beneath the noise, beneath the excuses, beneath the fear, you can do this. But fear is loud, and it tries to drown that voice out. It tells you to wait, to prepare more, to be certain first. But certainty never comes before action. It comes from action. You can't calculate greatness. You feel your way into it. You stumble, learn, and adjust until it starts to make sense. The first move isn't supposed to be perfect, it's supposed to be real. You just have to make it before the tick becomes a talk, before another chance slips through the cracks of hesitation. Remember, the world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards results. And results belong to those who make moves. Every master was once a beginner who didn't wait for the right time. Every leader was once a dreamer who made a decision when no one believed. The next move you make might not be the final answer, but it will lead you closer. It will break the cycle of fear. It will send a signal to your soul that says, "We're doing this. We're alive." The greatest tragedy isn't failure. It's comfort. It's the slow death of potential wrapped in routine. The tick of the clock becomes a lullaby for those who stop listening. But for those who wake up, it's a war drum. It's a call to rise. There's a version of you waiting just beyond hesitation, stronger, sharper, fearless. That version isn't born from thinking about it, it's born from acting in spite of the doubt. You already have what it takes. You've just forgotten how powerful you are. The tick you hear isn't time running out, it's time inviting you. Every tick says, "Now." Every talk says, "Don't wait." Your next move changes everything because it shifts the entire trajectory of your life. It tells the world you're serious. It tells you that you're done being a spectator. When you act, you send ripples through your timeline. You change what's possible. Don't underestimate the power of one decision. The decision to show up when you're tired. The decision to keep going when no one claps. The decision to believe in yourself when the evidence says otherwise. Those moments, those invisible moves, define destiny. The people who win are not the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who move with it. They don't silence the ticking clock, they dance with it. They use it as a reminder that life is short, precious, and urgent. Every time you act with courage, the world shifts in your favor, little by little. Every time you hesitate, the world takes a step back. The game is live, the board is yours, and time is ticking, so what's it going to be? Will you let the tick lull you into waiting for perfect moments? Or will you move before you're ready, because you know readiness is born in the doing? Not the waiting. You are not here to exist quietly. You are here to move mountains, to create change, to make your heartbeat echo beyond your lifetime. And none of that starts someday. It starts with your next move, the one you take right now, when it's hard, when it's uncertain, when no one's watching. The clock is ticking. The world is watching. Your potential is waiting. Tick. 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 Every sound is a countdown, not to the end, but to the beginning of something greater. Every moment is a door, and you hold the key. The question is, will you turn it? The difference between those who rise and those who remain lies not in intelligence, luck, or talent, but in timing, and not the world's timing, but their own. They decide when enough is enough. They decide that waiting is no longer an option. They decide that the next move, their next move, will redefine everything. You can sit in the same place for years, wondering why life hasn't shifted. You can replay the same fears, the same doubts, the same hesitations. But nothing changes until you do. Time won't rescue you. Opportunity won't beg for your attention. The world doesn't pause to let you catch your breath. It moves on, and only those who dare to move with it shape what comes next. The clock keeps ticking, and that sound is both warning and invitation. It's telling you, act while you still can. There's no later, no perfect hour, no magic sign. There's only now, this heartbeat, this chance, this crossroad. You might think, but what if I fail? And yes, you might. But failure is not the enemy. Inaction is. Failure shapes you, strengthens you, teaches you. Inaction erases you. It leaves you unchanged, unknown, unseen. You were not born to fade quietly into the noise of those who never dared. Every time you choose to move, even imperfectly, you grow. Every time you choose to wait, you shrink. You either expand or collapse. There is no standing still. The next move you make doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real. A call. A step. A sentence. A single yes in the face of everything that says no. That's where transformation begins. Think of every legend you admire. Every icon who changed the world. None of them started with certainty. They started with a tick in their soul, a feeling that said, now or never. And they moved, trembling but determined. That trembling was not weakness. It was proof they were alive. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's movement through it. The strongest people you've ever known felt the same hesitation you feel now. They just refused to let it dictate their story. They made the move anyway. They turned maybe into definitely, someday into today, and I can't into watch me. Every time you say, one day, the clock replies, it's already here. The future doesn't begin tomorrow, it begins in this second. Every decision you make right now echoes across your timeline. The person you will be 5 years from now is shaped by what you do in the next 5 minutes. Tick. 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 That's not pressure, it's power. You can use it as a reason to panic or as a reason to perform. Time isn't your enemy. It's your engine. It's reminding you that you still have something left to fight for. Most people think they need more time to prepare, but time doesn't make you ready, movement does. You learn by leaping, not by lingering. You grow by risking, not by retreating. Every victory was born from someone who started before they felt ready. Think about the moments in your past when you hesitated, when you could have spoken, acted, reached, but didn't. The regret that followed wasn't from the mistake you made, but from the move you never took. Regret doesn't come from falling, it comes from standing still while your soul begs for flight, so take the leap. Make the call. Send the message. Write the book. Start the business. Say the words you've swallowed for too long. There is no perfect time, there's only a perfect opportunity waiting to be claimed by the one bold enough to say yes. Your next move could be the start of a miracle disguised as a risk. Every great outcome hides behind uncertainty. Every open door hides behind a wall of fear. Push through it. You'll see that fear was never the wall, it was the test. You are not running out of time. You are standing in it. You are surrounded by it. Every tick is yours to use. The problem is not time, it's hesitation. It's waiting for permission from a world that's too distracted to give it. Stop waiting for approval. Approve yourself. The power to change your story is not waiting in the hands of fate, it's waiting in your next decision. You don't need more signs, you need more steps. The universe responds to movement. It doesn't bless intention, it blesses action. You've been through too much to stop now. You've survived storms that others couldn't endure. You've seen days that tried to break you, yet here you are, still breathing, still burning, still capable. Do you really think you've come this far just to freeze at the edge? No. You've come this far to leap, tick. Tick. Tick, every sound says, don't waste me. Every sound says, do something while you still can. The world doesn't remember those who waited. It remembers those who acted. History is built on the shoulders of people who refuse to let fear steal their moment. Maybe you're standing at a crossroads right now, a decision that feels too big, too uncertain. But let me tell you this, the weight you feel is not a burden, it's potential. That heaviness in your chest is the pull of destiny asking you to move. It's the sound of purpose knocking. Answer it, one choice can shift everything. The right move, even a small one, can start a chain reaction that transforms your life. You might not see it now, but momentum builds quietly. The first drop becomes a wave. The first spark becomes a wildfire. And the first move becomes a revolution. The people who seem unstoppable are not fearless, they're consistent. They move even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when it hurts. They keep moving until the world has no choice but to notice, you have that same fire in you. It's the reason you're still here, reading these words, feeling something awaken inside you. That's not coincidence. That's your spirit remembering what it's capable of, Don't let the tick become your excuse to rush, let it become your reminder to act. There's a difference between hurrying and moving with purpose. One comes from panic, the other comes from power. When you move with intention, time becomes your ally. You are not late. You are right on time for the moment that's in front of you. Every second of your past has prepared you for this one. Everything that went wrong, every detour, every disappointment, it all led you here, to the edge of change. Now you stand at the line between what was and what will be. All it takes is one step. One brave, decisive, defiant step. The world will not move for you, but it will move with you once you start. Tick. Tick. Tick, that's the rhythm of possibility. That's the beat of destiny. The clock is not counting down your end, it's counting up your becoming. Each second says, go. 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 The next move is yours. Tick. Tick. Tick, you hear it again, don't you? The reminder that no matter where you are, something within you is still alive, still restless, still searching for movement. It's that quiet voice that won't die, that pulse that refuses to fade. It's the part of you that knows, your next move is not optional. It's essential. You can't live the same day over and over and call it a life. You weren't made for repetition, you were made for evolution. You're not here just to exist, you're here to create ripples in time, to make your mark on the moments that pass through your hands. The clock isn't your enemy, it's your invitation to participate in the miracle of now. You might have been told to wait. To play it safe. To not take risks until you're sure. But the truth is, you'll never be sure. You'll never know how it ends until you start writing the next chapter. Life doesn't unfold for the cautious, it reveals itself to the brave. Every legend began with a single move, a spark that seemed insignificant at first. But what separates them from the rest is that they moved anyway. They didn't wait for certainty, they created it. They didn't wait for permission, they gave it to themselves. Right now, as the seconds slide past, there are people making moves, bold ones, messy ones, terrifying ones, and those moves are building futures. Somewhere, someone just took the first step toward their dream while someone else decided to wait one more day. One will live history. The other will replay the same loop. You get to decide which one you'll be. The ticking sound isn't there to scare you, it's there to wake you up. You've spent enough time doubting yourself, enough time hiding behind someday. Someday is a myth. There is only today. This hour. This breath. This decision. You may not have control over how much time you have left, but you do control how you use it. You can waste it wondering what if, or you can invest it by doing something that matters. Every tick is a transaction. Are you spending it on regret or on purpose? Fear tells you you're not ready, but fear lies. You're ready the moment you decide to be. Readiness isn't a condition. It's a choice. When you act in the face of fear, you rob it of its power. When you delay, you feed it. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack ability. They fail because they never start. They wait for signs, waiting for confidence, waiting for the perfect conditions that never come. Meanwhile, time keeps ticking. Your next move doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be honest. Authentic action always finds its way. The universe responds to movement, not hesitation. You can correct a step that's wrong, but you can't fix one you never take. Think of it like a game of chess. Every move opens possibilities. Sometimes you sacrifice a piece, sometimes you miscalculate. But every move teaches you something new about the board. The only player who truly loses is the one who never moves. Your life is that board. The moves you make now determine what kind of game you'll play later. Waiting feels safe, but safety often disguises stagnation. And stagnation is death by comfort. The fire within you will dim if you don't feed it with action. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you've lost faith in your timing, your strength, or your worth. But understand this. Every failure was a rehearsal for your next success. Every fall was a setup for your rise. You weren't defeated, you were refined. You're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. Every tick carries the weight of a choice. Do you look back or move forward? Do you replay the past or rewrite the future? The past is already written, it can't change you unless you let it. But the future is still blank, still hungry for your fingerprints. There will never be a moment when everything aligns perfectly. There will always be fear, noise, and doubt. But that's how you know the move matters. If it didn't, it wouldn't scare you. The fear you feel isn't a warning, it's a sign of value. It's proof that what you're about to do matters, so when your heart races and your hands shake, don't interpret it as weakness. That's the sound of your spirit waking up. That's your power trying to break free from the cage of caution. Let it out. Move anyway. Some of the most powerful moves you'll ever make will be silent. No applause. No validation. Just you, alone, making a choice that the world doesn't understand yet. But one day, that move will make sense. One day, it will all connect. People might not see what you're doing now, but time will. Time sees effort. Time rewards consistency. Time amplifies truth. Keep moving even when no one's clapping, because the clock doesn't need an audience to count. It just needs you to keep going. You'll have days when you feel tired, when the world feels heavy, when it seems like nothing's changing. But remember, the clock is still ticking, meaning life is still moving. Even when you can't see progress, it's happening beneath the surface. Keep showing up. The next move is not about immediate results, it's about maintaining momentum. Momentum builds silently. It starts slow, invisible, frustratingly small. But one day, it explodes. One decision compounds into another, one step into a stride, one moment into a legacy. The world starts to shift in your favor when you stop stopping. Tick. 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 It's the same for everyone. No one gets more or less time, only different ways of using it. The difference between greatness and mediocrity isn't opportunity, it's movement. You've been through too much to stop short. You've endured too many storms to let comfort win now. The pain you felt wasn't for nothing, it trained you. It built the resilience you need for what's next. Don't waste that strength by standing still. You can't control how fast the clock moves, but you can control the rhythm of your steps. You can't slow time, but you can fill it with meaning. You can turn ordinary moments into milestones simply by choosing to move with intent. Every time you think you're running out of time, remember, time is not your jailer, it's your mirror. It reflects what you do with it. Use it to build something worth remembering. The next move may feel small, but it's not. Every move you make shifts reality, even in unseen ways. It aligns energy, redirects paths, opens doors that were invisible seconds ago. What seems like nothing to you today might be everything to your future self. Don't wait to feel motivated. Motivation follows motion. Don't wait to feel confident. Confidence grows through movement. The first step feels heavy, but the second feels lighter. By the third, you're unstoppable. There's something beautiful about urgency. It wakes up the soul. It reminds you that life isn't endless, that you don't have forever to waste. Urgency isn't pressure, it's permission. It's life saying, you're still here. Do something. And when you do, when you make that next move, you'll feel the world shift beneath you, subtly, but unmistakably. You'll feel a surge of clarity, a sense that you've rejoined the flow of destiny. Tick. Tick. Tick, the rhythm continues. You can listen to it pass, or you can let it guide your next act of courage. Because somewhere in the ticking is your future calling, quietly, persistently, waiting for your answer. The question is simple. Will you move?